I never thought I'd be talking about this because I thought most people could read tabs. But I was looking through Instagram Reels the other day at some videos that had tabs along with it. In the video, they had edited in the tabs for the song, right? And the top comment was the most liked comment, and the top comment was a comment saying, "Step 1, learn to read tabs." So this is a skill that you need because it's really helpful in learning songs really quickly, and it'll really advance your playing really fast. So I'm gonna show you a tab diagram straight away, and I'm not gonna muck around. I'm gonna try to get through this as quick as possible so that you can get straight to playing and advancing your playing, and you can muck around with it. So first off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out a tab diagram, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna work my way up. So you go from something like Smoke on the Water to, I don't know, some classical, some piece like that, where there's more involved and there's more to read on the tabs. So I'm gonna show you how to read the tabs right now. All right, if you haven't already, grab your guitar right now. This is an actionable step, so grab it so you can actually learn. Alright, so now that you've got your guitar, I want you to search up, I'll show it on the screen as well, but search up 7 Nation Army tabs. It's just a simple song, and it actually covers quite a lot of things that we are going to go through. So anyway, 7 Nation Army tabs. The first one you should click on, Ultimate Guitar is the one I'm using. So just refer to that, 7 Nation Army tabs. So the first note it tells you to play there is 7 on the A. So you probably know by now. If you don't, I'll let you know. But the strings, the note names of each string. So the top, this low E string, the heavy one at the top of the guitar. This is an E, obviously. The next one's an A. The next one's a D. The next one's a G. The next one's a B. And the next one's an E. So the way you can remember that, you can search up acronyms on the internet for you to remember it. There might be something that you can easily remember, something funny that you remember, but one of the ones that I remember, and I searched it up like the first week of playing guitar and I've always remembered it, is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So that's EADGBE, and that's how you remember the string names. So that's helpful when reading tabs because it tells you what string the number is. And basically what the number is the fret you play. So fret 1, this is very simple stuff, so I'm sorry if you already know this, but this is for you if you don't already know this, so pay attention. Number 1 on the tab sheet means fret 1. And fret 1 is the fret that's closest to the headstock, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it just keeps going up, alright? Till however many frets you have, but yeah. So the number goes up and it starts from 1 on that end of the guitar, and that's on every string. So the first note in this tab is 7 on the A string, and the way tabs read, the bottom of the tab is always this low E, the big bassy E. So it looks a bit upside down, but you get used to it anyway. It's kind of like as if your guitar were like that and it's like the bass string's there. It's awkward, but once you know it, it's not that weird. So anyway, once you've got that, it says the first note is 7 on the A string. So what's that? These dots help you out as well. That's 5 and that's 7. So 7th fret, and that's twice in the tab. And then the next one is 5 on the D string. So that's, so now you have 7, 7, down a string 5, and then back to that 7 on the string above, and then it goes back to 5 on the A string, and then it goes back to 3, and then 2. So that's your opening line. So that's 7, 7, down a string 5, back up the string to where you were on the 7, and then back down a couple frets to 5, still on the A string here, and then back a couple frets to the 3, and then finish on the 2. So I hope that makes sense. It might be a bit confusing, But if you just remember that the numbers are your frets, and that is number 1, the first fret is up that way, and it goes 1, 2, 3. It just goes all the way up. It should be pretty easy. And if you remember that the tab, the note on the bottom of the tab is the low, is that big E string right up here. So that is the note on the bottom of the tab. So it looks a bit upside down, but you'll get used to it. Anyway, so if you know that, and I'll take you through the next part right now, which is a bit more complicated because there's more notes involved, but it's not that complicated, you'll get it. Okay, the next thing on that tab sheet are chords, and they're written out in tab, so it's not the chord names which you might have seen in the past. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So they're chords. So all the notes are at the same time. That means you play these notes at the same time because they're in a line. And so the notes it mentions there are 3, 5, and 5 on the top 3 strings, right? So 3, 5, 5. That's your chord, which is a power chord, right? It's a G power chord. And then you just move that shape up 2 because it's the same distance. It's 3, 5, 5. It's a 2 fret distance, but now it's 5, 7, 7. So you can just move that up. And you got your A power chord. And then after that, it moves up some strings, and hopefully you're following along. It's not that difficult. You should be able to get it. Anyway, so the fret is 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so frets you have is, you notice this, it says on the A string, fret 7, so 7A, pretty basic stuff. Anyway, 7A, and 9 on the D and G strings. So 7A, 9 on D and G. So that power chord shape again from up here, but it's down here, down a string, and obviously up a few frets. So, should sound like that. And then you move that shape up here because the numbers change, but the gap doesn't change. It's still a 2 fret gap, and it's on the same strings. So those next set of numbers are 10 and 12 and 12. So 10 on the A strings, 10 and 12 on the D strings. D string. I'm just gonna restart that. 10 on the A string, 12 on the D string, and 12 on the G string, alright? So you go from, and then go back to that, and then what do you see next? You see, you're going to a new position now, back 2 frets from where you started. So that is, it says fret 5 on the A string, and then fret 7 on the D and G strings. So if you're following along, you should have been able to figure out the last two chords, right? But just in case you didn't, read the chart. What does it say? It says A string, 3, sorry, A string, 3rd fret, and then 7 and 7, 3, 5 and 5. My bad. So A string 3, and then 5 and 5 on the D and G, and then you move that back 1 to finish it. That's what you have so far. Some important things to note. I'm going to show you some sort of symbols that they use in tabs, some common symbols. So I'll show you that right now on the screen, and I'll show you what they mean, so that if you ever come across these, they're basically just ways of playing, and it's telling you what to play. That's what tabs do. It's telling you how to play. So it's telling you if it's a slide, if it's a hammer-on or pull-off, if it's a harmonic. I'm going to show you all those symbols that you have to look out for in tabs right now. So if you're using Ultimate Guitar, for example, and they might do this in some other tablature websites, if you scroll down to the bottom, it usually gives you a chart and it shows you what these symbols mean. So you can see here the first one is a slide up, and the second one's a slide down. So you'll see a slash and that'll mean a slide. And next thing you have is an H, which is a hammer-on. That's pretty standard. P for pull-off. Vibrato, not so common. This can be changed. And I'm going to talk about harmonics. They don't look like that. Usually, I'm going to show you an image right now. They look like this. They often look like a number with those weird-looking brackets around them. If you found value out of this video and it helps you out, you learn something, subscribe, like the video, join the channel, and then that way you'll be able to see videos like this in the future. I'll be dropping lots more in the near future, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.